Hello! And welcome to another episode of
The Ed Factor. We are here. We finished the 90s. They're done, completely over, and now it's time for our 90s shootout. So in a little bit of a change, we fucked the 80s ones up royally, folks, and apologies for that. You can go back and look at that if you want. But this time we've decided to do something different, Andy.
Yes, we decided it would be really, really interesting to do a little shootout between Maiden's top 10 90s tracks, in our opinion, and Bruce's solo work top 10 90 tracks.
And
90s tracks, in our opinion.
And in vintage Ed Factor tradition, we haven't talked about any of this, and we've spent a little while working on it, but then we have decided that we're going to go with Andy's first, and we're going to have this as a separate episode, and then we're going to go through my choices in the next episode. So double the content, double the talk, hopefully not double the arguments, but we'll get started anyway.
We will get started.
We're going to run through the same format, aren't we? We're going to go through your...
So from 10 to 1.
Right. So,
okay. Least favourite to
so we're going to go Maiden first,
and then
Bruce Dickinson, and then we're going to have we're going to discuss. All right. So
okay. So, and just before we kick off, as always, you're great at commenting, leaving us feedback, telling us your thoughts. So feel free to share what your favourite 90s tracks are.
It hasn't been
easy. What you agree with, what you disagree with.
And it's not. And I hope. Well, I'm going to make a prediction. Well, not make a prediction about your Dickie top 10, but anyway, I have a funny feeling what it might be. But anyway, go on ahead.
We shall see. There may be a few surprises. You never know.
Good.
Right. So we're going to kick off with our Maiden best 10 songs of the 1990s. So. In at number 10.
And at number 10, come on.
Is...
Now, curveball. Big time.
It is Judgment Day. Recorded on the X Factor sessions.
That's right. And on the Andy Factor album.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, this song's on the Man on the Edge single. It was a B-side. It is available on the Best of the B-Sides album if you're looking on Spotify or whatever.
Yep.
But originally on the Man on the Edge single, and if you check out our X Factor review.
Yep. If you've got 2 hours of your time, watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. Yep.
You'll see that I really valued, I really love some of those tracks. Judgment Day, Justice of the Peace in particular.
Yeah.
Which are 2 songs that I just felt should have been on the X Factor.
Probably the greatest era for B-sides as well. And again, probably the most overlooked tracks.
Yeah, I mean
in the entire catalogue, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think they're really overlooked. If you haven't heard Judgment Day, check it out.
Yeah.
It, for my opinion, is 10th.
Yeah.
It's in the top 10 of Maiden 1990s.
Good call. That was a real curveball at the start there. I was like...
Yeah. And I'll come back to that in the summary.
Okay, cool.
At the end of this, what I think about it. But I think it's a real rocker. It's high tempo. Blaze sounds absolutely brilliant on it, and it's accessible. And I just think the X Factor would have been much a better album to have had that track on it.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
So
right.
There you go.
Oh, very good. Good start, man. 10. Good start.
So
mine may be a bit crap.
In at number 9, we have. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Tail
magnificent.
The magnificent Tail Gunner.
I love it.
I decided to go for Tail Gunner. I think it's quite an underrated track as well.
Absolutely.
Actually,
I would totally agree with you, man. Love it.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. It kind of gets I think in recent years it's got a little bit of bad press for being Ace's highlight. But I don't think it sounds anything like Ace's High, and I think that's just the subject matter is why it gets slated for that.
One thing about the song as well, it is a fantastic introduction to Yannick.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yannick's all over it.
He's all over it. Yeah.
I love the intro of it. I really do think it's fantastic, and Neil that fucker.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a great line, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I think it's a great opener to the album. Thel, get that. But it's also short, snappy, playful.
Yeah.
And with a
good chorus, good
really
race.
fun, great chorus. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's a really cool track.
Absolute
and
stoating choice, man. Very good, very good.
So that is
That's
number
9. Grant?
So number 8 is beautifully sung.
Oh, class.
Robert.
Something to bet on. You've got nothing to lose, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No Prayer for the Dying.
Absolute gold.
Brilliant track. I think this track would have been at home on Number of the Beast. It has a real
absolutely
Children of the Damned kind of vibe to it. And again, is a real rough diamond.
Probably one of their most, in my opinion, one of their most underrated songs ever.
Yeah. It really is.
It is a fantastic song.
It's a great song.
Like everything, you're getting a pattern here. Succinct, quite snappy.
It's quite snappy. This is No Prayer for the Dying as an album is Maiden being very compact.
Yeah. They were going back to their roots type of thing.
Yeah, and check out our review of it if you haven't before.
Feels like forever ago we did it, but yeah.
It does.
It's still an album I would go back to, and particularly that track.
It's an album.
Love it.
Yeah, I agree. It's an album that I think is unfairly maligned. Yeah. I think it's a lot stronger than it's given credit for. It has a bit of a unique place for me because it's the first album I bought. So I'm really
good choice, man.
Really keen on it.
Great choice.
So smashing in at number 7.
I'm thinking it's going to be a quickie.
Now the contract's out. They put the word about. I'm coming after you. It's not the money out. Gotta watch out. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I love this song.
I son of a bike.
And I knew Chris would hate this, by the way. Because definitely watch our watch our No Prayer for the Dying review if you haven't, because Chris and me were at odds about this track. He really doesn't like it, and I really love it. And I think it's so good. It's in my top 10.
Kill me.
It's concise. It's early Maiden. For me, it could be on Iron Maiden or Killers. It's got that vibe to it.
So we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. Oh my God.
It's storytelling, first person. There's some great riffs in it. And I love the chorus. So
better watch out. What's in it? Number 5. Better be fucking better.
So that's number 7.
Oh, 7? Is that not 6? I can't count.
10, 9, 8. So that was number 7.
Okay, number 6.
So please. Smashing in at number 6
something
is
better. Oh yes, there we go. Knees up. Here we go, everybody.
Better Future Real.
Brilliant.
Future Real.
Real. Oh, we talked about it in our Virtual 11 review. Unreal. Brilliant track.
Again, short and concise.
Lovely. Speed of the vocals, great.
Yeah.
Punchy. Dun, 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 dun. Love it.
Yep. And it kicks off Virtual 11 brilliantly. Really strong opener. Brilliant song live.
Excellent.
And well deserved on its place.
And should be included.
In this list.
Should be included on a Maiden tour soon. Blaze does a fab version of it, but
but Bruce sounded great on the 99
the Wicker Man
Ed Hunter tour.
Yeah, the Wicker Man B-side,
yeah.
That's right, that's it. What plays in my head when I think about it. But it's Blaze's song, great tune.
And Blaze knocks it out of the park. So
really good choice, man.
Great choice.
Back on track. So
that was number 6. So we're now into the top 5.
Right.
All right.
Number 5.
So number 5.
I know what that is.
Do you?
Yep. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yep. Live.
Yeah, I've went for Afraid to Shoot Strangers off a real live one.
Yeah. Fuck, that's weird.
Mostly because I really don't like the sonics of Fear the Dark as an album.
Yeah.
And I just think this song sounds so much better live than it does on that album. It's a great song.
Great message in it, isn't it?
Great message in it. Absolutely. Great.
Gulf War, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's a Gulf War one. And brilliant guitar work on it.
Yeah.
I think there's some just brilliant melodies.
Yeah.
In there, and those guitar lines. It's got the ebb and flow of the really fast bit.
Yeah, it does.
And stuff, and some blistering solo work as well. So I think it's got all the hallmarks of a Maiden classic.
Great choice. And absolutely brilliant choice.
Yeah. So
it is. And one of those songs which is as good Blaze singing it as Bruce.
Yeah, Blaze really sings.
I think I maybe said that in the review of the album. I'm thinking a long time ago now, but I do think both the tunes suited to both voices really, really well.
Yeah, he was great at singing this live as well. It was a B-side on.
It was a B-side of, I think, was it Angel? No,
it might have been Angel on the Gambler.
Or it might have been Blood in the World's Hands. It was. I can't remember.
I think it might have. I think both of those might have been on the Angel
and the
Gambler
well
singles.
I think it was a CD single I had of it. Actually,
I think you're right.
It's over there.
You can let us know, folks.
Yeah, well, I'd stick it on after.
But yeah, great track, and
brilliant
I don't
song.
think anyone could argue with it being a bit of a classic, certainly of the 90s.
Absolutely,
I think well deserved.
Absolutely. It didn't make my list, but anyway.
So interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Okay. In at number 4,
right,
on Maiden's best songs of the 1990s is. The song that kicked off
the Blaze Bailey era,
and arguably one of its finest.
Lovely. It just all I can see is a castle in the desert,
in
Tel Aviv or whatever it was they were.
Yes. See if I can get a.
But you're gonna pick an expense out. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a stellar single.
It is. There's a lot of I can see a lot of similarities between it and some of the tracks that were on Fear of the Dark. Like your Be Quicker Be Dead's. Same sort, but the delivery is so much better. The vocal performance is superb.
Yeah.
The subject matter is a bit on the nose, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
I like that that it is, and I think possibly, particularly at that time, maybe mid 90s, Maiden were trying to do something different. Than
that was one of the things a lot in that album. A lot of references to modern things.
Yeah.
We always had the media, sci-fi references, and Number the Beast, the poetry, and
it was less inspired by that. It was more about real life issues, politics, and
the movie Falling Down.
About the Falling Down movie, But
a great track, Andy.
Smashing track.
Couldn't argue with it.
Very. You can see Yannick is such a big Richie Blackmore Rainbow fan.
Yeah, totally.
This song is very, very Rainbow.
Absolutely, Dio era,
Absolutely. Rainbow,
and absolutely,
a fantastic single,
100%. Very good.
So next up, smashing in at number 3.
Jeez, already.
Yes. We'll have to obviously skip to somewhere else.
I'll have to give it a wee flick on. Still on the list for this day. Yeah. When the time is right. Classic. Absolute classic.
An absolute Stonewall classic, The Clansman. Yeah, it just is.
Brilliant tune. Absolutely gold tune. Yeah.
And it's an epic.
Yeah.
And a song, one of the few from that era that, as you say, remains on the set list. To
this day.
To this day. In fact, if
this tour, they're going to be playing it. They'll be on the set list. Of that, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
But a great song with great moments, great movements, great sections.
Yeah.
Fantastic guitar work. Made all the better with the 3 guitar players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant chorus. Again, one thing when you revise all the albums in sort of one go, like we were doing for this, is the way the way that Blaze delivers vocals are more in tune with the drums than anything else. I think,
Okay.
just the way it goes, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just find that is
it's very different. It's with the rhythm
percussive
section.
Yeah.
Percussive.
Yeah.
It's just there's some great guitar work in it, great lines. It's just as a Harris classic, isn't
Absolute
it? Really,
gold.
and again,
brilliant.
A tune that probably at the time it definitely did shine through. I think as the standout track on Virtual 11.
Yeah.
Despite Virtual 11's production flaws, shall we say?
Yeah. I would have issues with whether it was a standout track in that, but we'll talk about that whenever we get moving.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not
going to argue with you, but you know what I mean. It's your opinion, but
no, that's
it's a good. It's a classic. It's a classic.
It's a classic, and I think Maiden would say it was the standout track.
Yeah,
they're still playing it.
Oh, of course. Well, that's the proof in the pudding, isn't it?
Yep. So,
1, 2.
Number 2. Now,
right.
Okay.
There's a couple I haven't heard yet that I'm expecting to hear now, Andy.
So this is where it gets tough, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets tough. I agonized over this now.
I'm sure you did.
So I did, but I have went for.
Get your monks out.
Get your monks out. Is right. There's a crucifix.
Class.
Yeah, I have went for
Sign of the Cross,
ladies and gentlemen, and
a bona fide classic.
A bona fide classic. It's the Atmos.
It's Atmos. It's and the balls to start the album with it.
Yes. Some people may think I wasn't wise, but I've always loved this song.
It's a great song. Again, they didn't play it this tour, but they played the last Legacy of the Beast tour.
Yeah. They've played it a lot.
Brilliant. Just brilliant. Brilliant.
The
class.
eerie
Brilliant.
Mariner-esque section.
Totally. Totally Mariner-esque.
Totally,
Yeah.
And
I love when it kicks in, this bit.
Parts of this are just so spooky.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere right throughout it. It's just, and it's heavy. It's one of their, like this, it's Seven Son heavy.
Yeah.
This song.
Not bad. It's like you can nearly watch. You can stick on Battle of the Bastards and Game of Thrones and have this on in the background. Something like it's a cinematic masterpiece. For the cinema hasn't been. Cinema hasn't seen the cinema yet. Yeah, totally. Nothing. I know this. You know that. Oh, well, you know the better fun about that. I know you.
So it's an absolutely awesome track. I think,
do you know what you never talked about? The chorus is so good.
It's so good. Yeah. I love every part of this song. There's no.
So
it's just a sublime song.
It's phenomenally good.
It really is.
So I would be really interested to see what you put at number 1.
So at number 1 of the Iron Maiden's best songs of the 1990s, and that was really, really close. But it had to be. You know, had to be. It just had to be. Yeah. What's that for? Dive and Dawn. Fear the Dark, Dive and Dawn.
Oh, that's great. Couldn't argue that. Top singer! Funny music, but it's awesome.
Testament to it's still played these days.
Still
Great tune. You know, absolute gold.
It's just you know, and there will be fans that kind of, this is where you can never please everyone.
Yeah.
There'll be fans that go, oh, you know, I've heard Fear the Dark 8,000 times. Can they not play something else? But you know,
there's a reason why.
There's a reason why. For me, it's still a highlight of a show.
It is.
And you know, they're always gonna, you know, if they're out doing a best of tour or if they ever go to do a last tour.
God.
You know, I know
Paris
is thought, but it will happen. But if they know, what I mean is, if they knowingly go, right, this is our last tour, and go and do that, there is a cast iron guarantee that this song will be on it.
Oh yeah.
You know, could you say it about any of the other songs on the list? I think there are a few.
Well, the Assassin probably could get in there. Sneak in the back door.
Can you imagine?
Fuck off. I'd be like, what?
I think everyone would be like, what? No, I think from my list there would only be probably those top three that I've picked there.
Yeah.
Would make it on.
Great choices, man. Brilliant choices.
It was very close. Song wise, you know, probably Sign of the Cross is a better written song. It's more dynamic.
Okay.
It's probably a bit deeper in some ways. It's rather introspective as a song. And it's, you know, the light and shade in it's fantastic. But Fear the Dark is Fear the Dark.
Paints a picture.
And it paints a picture. And it's iconic. And when you hear Bruce just live, and it has to be the live version. Again,
absolutely, without question.
Without question. I don't, again, just don't like the album.
Well, it's the poorest reviewed album we have, and it probably will be. And it will be. There's no bottom of the pie.
So 100%.
So
so I had to go with. I just couldn't put Fear the Dark in number 2 in my list. It's just like, no, don't be silly, Andy. It has to be number 1. But it was very close between that and Sign of the Cross for me. That's how high I rate Sign of the Cross.
Oh, that's very good, man. And as a list, excellent. You know, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, really good. Good choices.
I'm glad
you
enjoyed
curveballs. Obviously, with a bit of crossover, but we'll talk about that in our time. But but it's really, really good. Really good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I really did
enjoy
it
as well.
But what about your Dickie one?
Right,
let's hear it.
So
Bruce
on
Dickinson?
to Bruce Dickinson's best of the
I'm
90s.
actually a bit more intrigued to hear this. So
okay, interesting. You're a bit more intrigued.
Number 10 is track 10 from The Chemical Wedding. He's going to put the whole fucking album.
It's free. Off accident of birth.
Yes.
Choice. Good choice. Absolutely. Oh my God, yeah. Really heavy.
This is how you open an album. Yeah. This is how you open a Ritz-Fire Tobacco album.
It is.
So it is. No, this is how you.
It's the rumble.
That's brilliant song.
It's the start of the resurgence.
It's probably better than everything else in the Maiden thing. But anyway, no, we'll talk about that. Great track, great choice.
It's a brilliant track. I just think. So I had heard "Accident of Birth," the single.
Yeah.
And I was like, couldn't wait for the album to come out. Went and got the CD. Went home, put it on, and this track. It just blew me away. It's a knockout punch.
It really is. It really is.
Brilliant track.
Phenomenal choice for number 10, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's number 10 in my list. I couldn't not have it. Brilliant. This is a really difficult list to compile, I have to say.
I did find this, my Dickinson version, my Dickinson 10, a hell of a lot harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll probably come on to reasons why each of at the end, a little summary. Mm-hmm. So track number 9 of my best Bruce Dickinson solo songs of the 1990s is Chemical Wedding.
Brilliant.
It is the Chemical Wedding.
Brilliant tune.
It's heavy.
2 brilliant tunes in a row.
Atmospheric.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Some stellar guitar work
Brilliant.
in it.
The vocals
are stunning. Just
soaring.
epic chorus.
Brilliant. Absolutely. Brilliant choice.
And heavy as a sack of spuds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know?
Just oppressively heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. So I've nothing more to add
Just
about it. Just
marvelous. An absolute marvel of modern guitar work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And heavy metal songwriting.
And heavy metal songwriting.
Modern, not even modern. It's like 25-year-old, but anyway.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Is Dark Side
of Aquarius.
Love is tradition, but it's right. Simply because I love his breakdown bit.
Yeah.
And the ref, man. This is an outro. I love a good outro.
Yeah.
There you are. What's me and Father come in?
That's it. It's class.
Gotta move that wheel right around. Excellent track, Andy. Brilliant tune. Right little crossover between, but I forgot about that one, to be honest with you. No, it's a good tune.
It's a belter tune. Couldn't leave it off. So it makes it to number 8.
And above the Chemical Wedding. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant song. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So
I always just love
nice that you've
song.
mixed it up a bit. You haven't chose all of the Chemical Wedding.
In my Chemical Wedding review, and when we said we'll do this, actually, I said, we'll pick a Maiden Bruce shootout, for the 1990s. He said to me, "You'll just pick every song off the Chemical Wedding," and I almost did. But anyway, in at number 7.
Number 7, right?
Will be. The Machine Man. Brilliant song.
It's a good tune. Is that Smith right? The crowd now, remember? It is, yeah. The itch is all over this one. Bring the toys out for the boys. Let the children make some noise. How's it going? Oh, you fucked it. Oh. It's just so tremendous. Yeah. Never sounded as good. I genuinely think you ever sounded as good. Ever? Yeah. Ever. It's sick. Sick, folks. It's sick how good he is.
The performance in that album is just...
Oh, brilliant.
It's another level of power. Vocal power.
Yeah,
I love that song.
Good tune. Good tune.
It's kind of about industrialization, loss of the soul through that and all in ye old England.
Yeah.
I just love that song. It's brilliant.
Right. Good.
Next
good.
up,
where are we? Number 5?
So no. We're at number 6.
Done that again. That's twice. Brilliant.
Excellent.
Good track. Good tune.
On that album.
Love the Sabbath bit coming up next year. Journey back to the dark side. Really good. It's everything you want to hear in a good stoner rock album, but don't be your favorite headband.
Yeah.
The center is a cyclone. Blowing out the sky. I love that. I love the drive in that song. Welcome home. We've missed you. Welcome home. Exactly. No, not the gates.
And
to the resurgence.
Totally. The thing I love about that song as well, or about that song, I think we said this in review. The Wicker Man, that obviously it's a bit similar to that.
It's his progeny.
Yeah, the halftime chorus and that, and just that big vocal, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was my number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Coming in at number 5.
Can't argue with any of that yet.
Is
The Assassin. No, I'm joking. Shoot all the clowns.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
The Book of Thel, which is just it's
stunning.
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 Epic. So heavy.
Yeah.
Possibly the heaviest thing he's done.
Could well be.
It's up there, like, you know.
The only epic, bona fide epic in that album is 811, isn't it? It's really long.
Yeah, it's really long.
Yeah. But brilliant, you know.
Brilliant, yeah.
Like all good epics feels like about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen to that. It's on the fretboard. Like,
it's just so heavy.
let's pick this one.
Yeah.
Speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongues. It's hilarious that he's making such an amazing now album.
It's brilliant.
It's a hell of a track.
Class.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Nothing more to say about
Can't
it.
argue with that. It's absolutely marvellous.
Smashing in at number 4 then.
With a sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No arguments.
Couldn't be anything else.
It's just
the bass.
tremendous track.
Drums, syncopated drums, octave riff.
It's a bath chart for a new year.
It is around territory. It is around territory new year.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And just the groove, the riff.
Sorry.
It's just
Brilliant.
so powerful.
Oh God,
so
Andy.
powerful.
Oh, I love that song so much. It's so good.
Isn't he?
It's
look
so
at Johnny
good.
Bell. Love it. It's a stunningly good song. Sorry, we're laughing at the wee puppet that comes up in the video. Edison. I think Bruce christened him. Bruce
Christendom. That's
yeah.
one of the best songs in Christendom.
It's just a fantastic song. The
Such a
chorus is
Yeah.
immense, and the guitar work again. It's just
Just-
so.
There's so many good parts in that one song for it being so short. There's a twin lead in, isn't there? Diddly, 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 diddly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, brilliant! Right, the lyrics are fantastic. The groove, it's like
Sorry.
that's the next one.
Accidentally. Sorry.
No, you're right. Is this number 3?
It's the number 3.
Tune.
Yeah.
Tune. And that's the soundtrack of me talking about the car. No, brilliant. Sorry, I need to go. You're right.
Yeah. Brilliant song.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Probably. We'll go on ahead. You work away.
Tears of the Dragon.
Tears of the Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, it's Bruce at his most emotive, I think.
Yeah.
You can tell the lyrics come from a very personal place,
Yep.
I think, in that song. And it seems to me that it was very much coming from the moving on uncertainty of yourself from the break with Maiden. Yeah. And I think it was a very, very appropriate first single.
Brilliant
post
song.
Breaking up with Maiden.
Absolutely. Probably as well. It just shows how Bruce can write songs for different purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that is probably the widest appeal song
It's a
out of Maiden or Bruce Dickinson.
yeah.
Probably.
Yes.
Not a lot of people outside of our sphere, folks, will probably have heard that song. But if they had have heard it, they would have really liked it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like a Nothing Else Matters song.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It could have crossed barriers.
Yeah.
And I think this is where you get into the kind of a territory of, the Somewhere in Time era.
Yeah.
That is, I think Bruce has said himself,
Gorgeous.
one of the acoustic ideas he had, which was dismissed by the band.
Yeah.
And
they would have ruined it.
Yeah.
I genuinely think they would have ruined it. It would have
come
been
out
too
as
synthy.
well.
Very synthy for that.
Well, he probably wouldn't have wanted it to be synthy. He has said himself he wanted more of an acoustic chill out
that's right. Yeah,
vibe. And I'm not saying I wish that Maiden had went down an acoustic chill out vibe.
And I certainly wanted Somewhere in Time to be created. Let me tell you.
But when you look at songs like Coming Home, for example,
very like it. Yeah,
there are and even like Wasting Love.
Oh God.
But I'm talking about it.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
They did Wasting Love on Fear of the Dark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but it's poor.
Yeah, it is.
It's just not. It's not as good.
It's a terrible song.
This is a really strong song, as you say. If it had got back in that time, radio play and stuff, huge crossover potential.
I absolutely think, and it would have been it would have been the type of song that. It would have been the type of song I think would have been quite successful.
Yeah.
You release that now, it'd be quite successful.
Yeah.
So
So
it's beautifully crafted.
Beautifully crafted, and naysayers may say, well, it didn't do an awful lot for Bruce's solo career, but well,
time will tell.
It wasn't a smash hit number one, was it?
No.
But I think that's more about how
marketing.
Maybe metal acts are treated and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I think maybe back in the 80s, probably it would have maybe been a bit different in the States.
Yeah,
and
of
stuff,
course.
You
would have.
And MTV and
Every
all that
Rose
stuff.
Has Its Thorn and
all that kind of stuff. And
Blaze of Glory.
I think deep down Bruce kind of does feel that was maybe just the thing that maybe missed as that big kind of smash hit crossover thing. I think he thinks that
Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter is the sort of epitome of that with Maiden, but didn't make your top 10 of the night.
No, it didn't.
No.
But I mean more
enough.
like a big hit in the States. That's what I think. I think he was angling at that with his writing here. In 84, 85 type thing. So it's a superb track, and I love it. Yeah. So next, and this was number 2 we're on now, and this is quite difficult for me to pick between 2 and 1.
I have a funny feeling. I hope I hear one that's coming in now.
Not what I was expecting at all.
This was this close to being my number 1.
Really?
Yeah. This is a stunning track. So it is. I absolutely love it. It's the Alchemist.
Last track on it, yep.
Last track on it, yep. The vocals are just stunning.
That's class. That's not what I was expecting at all.
Really?
Yep. And it's a great choice. Absolute smash.
It is a smash. I love that. All the strings. Yeah. It's just
That is a big song. Just when they bring it back, they come in and out as well.
the refrain.
Love it. That's great. It's like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Metal Floyd.
Flash 7 song.
Denim and leather Floyd.
Love it.
Oh, such a tune.
It's such an epic, masterful song.
Yeah, it is.
And the pictures he paints with his lyrics in this song are I think really emotional.
Yeah.
And otherworldly, shall I put it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
a good, the theme of the album is very much the not the cult. That's not right, but you know
divine.
What I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Spirituality,
yeah. Questions of what happens to the human soul, this, that, and the other, and obviously this is based on the question of an alchemist and never been able to achieve what they set out to achieve, doomed to fail, almost.
That's it. Doomed to fail,
which brings you on to questions of parallels with our lives. Are we always doomed to fail, this, that, and the other? And just, I think it's just a wonderful song.
It's a fantastic tune. It is, man.
Amazing vocal performance.
Yeah.
So it was almost my number one.
I think I know what your number one's going to be now. I think I've guessed now.
You probably have guessed it. Yeah. So number one
is gotta be
my favourite Bruce Dickinson song of the 1990s is
An Ergo All Time.
Yeah, that's what you thought it was going to
be? Yeah. How can it not be?
How can it not be? I'll just flick it on to randomly.
So good. Go for it. Yeah.
I shall not see.
There we go.
Great.
Jerusalem.
Absolute masterpiece. That's my favorite one. Yeah.
It's just
great. The drums in that song.
It's a vocal. Well, it's everything.
It is everything.
But it's his greatest ever vocal performance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. The greatest vocal performance he ever gave on an album. And that is every track.
The top track. Yeah, every track is awesome on that album, and every vocal performance is stunningly good.
So good, man.
But that one just tops it. I think it's a really special song. Check out our review of The Chemical Weapon.
Yeah, do.
If you're interested.
And if you've never heard it before, buy it or stream it. It's
an immense album.
Epoch-defining moment in metal.
It is.
It's really good.
Stunningly good
really good album.
And
really good's not even fair enough. It's just perfect.
Yeah. And you'll see, like we discuss what the song's about, what it's actually about. And it's kind of associated with jingoism, patriotism, and stuff in England. That's not really what the song's about, and Bruce said that's not really what it's about either.
Yeah.
So check out our review of it. But it's just an amazing song.
Yeah.
And that is number one on my list. So
what a choice, man!
There you go.
Absolutely brilliant top 10. And I have to say, I suppose we went through both your rundowns. Like your choice.
Mm-hmm.
Your choice kind of, I feel it's quite an easy one to make.
This is a shootout between, Maiden of the 1990s and Bruce of the 1990s. Okay, so it's a shootout. So in choosing these, it's pretty clear to me that Bruce's solo output's better.
Yeah. It is.
And it's clear to me because
it is.
It was really quite difficult to pick a top 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the top 10 is of stunning quality, and it could have been a top 15 easily.
Easily, actually.
There's sublime songs that aren't on this.
Yeah, true.
A number of sublime songs. Star Children isn't on this.
Let's be honest.
Omega isn't on this.
You've missed 2 entire Bruce Dickinson albums from the 1990s.
And I've got I've got Nothing from Skunkworks on it, and
Tattoo Millionaire I never really looked at.
No,
yet.
And I've only got Tears of the Dragon from Balls to Picasso, and there's some good stuff on there, But
there is.
Yeah, but there is. Cyclops, Laughing in the Hiding Bush.
Shoot All the Clowns.
Gods of War.
Great tune.
is a brilliant song. So there's some great stuff, that could have, it could have been a top 20 actually, because notwithstanding that is only 3 songs from Accident of Birth, and it's a great album.
It is a great album.
But it's obviously, my list is dominated by The Chemical Wedding,
and rightly so.
But it just and the songs that are left off it should be on there probably as well. So
absolutely.
So for me, kind of no competition really. When you look at the Maiden list, for me, kind of the top 5, Fear the Dark, Sign of the Cross, Klansman, even the top 3 are probably ones you'd put in a Maiden list of all time greats.
Top 20 or top 30,
possibly.
Yeah, there would be actually. Quite right.
And obviously beyond that, I think you're getting into, there's probably another group of the next 3, which are Man on the Edge, Afraid to Shoot Strangers, and Future Real, which are probably just kind of, classic, but not,
not reaching the height of the
classic,
others.
But they'd be in a top, maybe, one of those top 50 or top 100 lists. Those songs are they're good Maiden songs. They're of good. But beyond that, kind of those 6 tracks, it's you're into real, like, they're decent, but
with some deep cuts, and you put a B-side on there.
But they're deep cuts, and I put a B-side, and there's songs that I like. I think they're really, really good. But are they all-time classics? Does it compare to the 80s stuff? No. I put Judgment Day on there, which is a B-side, because one of the things I wanted to say kind of about that is it for me shows why was Maiden's output so weird or so whatever in the 90s. And to me it's we've spoke about production a lot, but it's also to do with strange decisions, and that song not making it onto the X Factor is a decision I will never ever understand.
It's a great track. It's brilliant. It's better than most of that album too. Yeah.
I just do not know for the life of me how you decide that 2 a.m. is a better song than that.
Yeah.
Or than
real saggy pop metal in that album in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just there are numerous plods.
Yeah.
Plodding
tracks.
And I am a fan of the X Factor. I like it.
We love Blaze.
I do, and I love Blaze.
Yeah.
But I think at such a crucial time for Maiden, they needed tracks that were short and snappy.
Yeah.
In that album. It's a really proggy album.
Yeah.
But you could have had those. It needed that light and shade in there. And it's just too...
Hell of a lot of shade in that album.
There's too much shade in it, for whatever era you release that album in. And I think when you look at what they're doing now, a lot of people have said the X Factor was the start of Maiden really finding their progressive legs. And that's partly true. Virtual 11 was a different type of album.
Yeah.
And certainly from Brave New World onwards has been albums that are more akin to the X Factor.
Yeah.
In fact, Senjutsu is probably the album that is most like it in tone.
Yeah.
There's a melancholy feel to it, but it has light and shade.
Yeah, and it's cinematic.
Yeah.
It's more, it's less black and white. It's more colour. But even if your colours are all sepia toned in a way, or faded a wee bit, but yeah.
Yeah, and obviously...
I wouldn't compare the two, but, compare to what one I prefer over the other, but at the end of the day, yeah, you're totally right. There's so many different twists and turns. There's not in X Factor.
There's not in X Factor, and yet the alright production definitely hampers it. but the band had so much more ability when you listen to songs of the standard of Sign of the Cross, you know, which I do have to say, it really kind of annoyed me at the time. I remember being a little bit kind of annoyed and confused as to why Maiden were getting bashed quite so much at the time, particularly in the British press, music press and stuff, because I thought, how can they be saying that about, like, have they not listened to Sign of the Cross? It's an immense song. How can they be saying that the album's, you know, that the lineup is crap, you know? But I was frustrated at why the guitars didn't sound bigger.
Yeah.
I was frustrated by the production, and I was frustrated that those songs weren't on the album.
Yeah.
So, yeah, strange decisions, I do think, hampered that era. The only song that almost made that list was Lord of the Flies.
Right.
That was all this stuff. I really was like, I can't leave Lord of the Flies out.
Yeah.
But I went for Judgment Day over, and just my other ones are, yeah. But that was an honorary mention for Lord of the Flies. Bar that, I don't think there's anything else deserves to be there. Really, there's some good stuff.
I think,
but
you know, you've worked hard at that. You've agonized over parts of it, and I think, to be honest, I could confidently support you in the fact that you stand over all of that.
Stand over all of that, yeah. Makes sense. You can see me thinking.
Absolutely, completely and utterly.
Yeah.
So, I just hope you can see mine.
I'm looking forward to it. So Bruce wins. Andy's round.
1-0.
1-0 to Bruce. Yeah.
So
and
it's you know, this is half time in the match.
Half-time
it's
in the match.
1-0 to Dickinson. Wonderful Ari Aris and his plucky band of underdogs get through in the second half, but we'll have to find out in the next episode.
So check it out next week or whenever.
whenever we get it sorted.
We're going to film it right now, but you'll be.
We'll probably switch sides.
Yeah. All right, folks.
Like at half time in the match. So like, subscribe, share. Let us know what you think. If you think we're talking shit, let us know.
Yep.
And we will answer every comment.
Yeah, I would really like to hear your favourite tracks of the 90s. I'm
really
sure it'll differ from ours, but it's quite a fun thing to do.
It is. It's good. It's good fun. And at least we got the format right this time.
Favourite tracks, and let us know output-wise, what do you think, Bruce or Maiden in the 1990s? All right, guys.
See you soon.
Woohoo! Woohoo!